Hey guys, now I'm back. I'm doing the problem number 9 now. We're gonna handle this higher order homogeneous equation number 9. We did number 8 in the last video. Now we're gonna handle number 9. Okay, they're similar, but they're different because when you're trying to group them, this one you will have a difficult time trying to group. Um, and then you will have to handle it by doing synthetic division or long division. And I forgot to tell you guys from the last problem, your corresponding equation, your general equation, same thing. This is how it naturally looks. C1 equals R to the T plus C2 e to the R to the T. So when we had plug in the ones, we was plugging in the ones and the R's. So when I said the positive one and one of the positive one of them would have had a T right here. The other one wouldn't, and then the negative, um, there will be one R that's negative. Just go back in the video and check it out. I just wanted to show you the corresponding equation. Um, but there's there's different kinds of corresponding equations, depending on your R values. If you had a negative value, you will have a different equation. Um, if it was an imaginary number, not negative but imaginary number. Um, I'll explain that in the in another video another time. So let's get to work with this problem right here. So now you want to make your characteristics equations for this problem right here, number 9. So your characteristic equation will be r cubed, and your is r cubed because of um this prime to the third. Um, you want to make a similar equation to make it r cubed, and this will be negative 3r squared because of this. Then you have plus 3r because it's just one, and this don't have a prime at all, so you'll just minus 1. You're using the coefficients, okay, and equal it to 0. Now, what I would have done is when I first start these problems, I would have tried to group them. So this will be r3. I'll group r3 and r squared, okay, plus, and I'll group 3r minus 1 and equal it to 0. Right here, I would have plugged out r squared. Get you will be left with r minus 3. And this one, I will pull out you can't really pull out nothing. You could try to pull out a negative, but it's not really going to get you anywhere. But you see, even if you pull out a 1 or a negative 1, you will have negative 3r plus 1. If you pull out a negative 1 and equals 0, and they don't look similar, so you can't group them. So what you want to do is not want to do that. So what you want to do is when you get to this part right here, when you see that you can't do any grouping at all and it's not going to work out for you, you want to plug in a value for these r's to equal to 0. You want to make this statement true. You could plug in negative 1, negative 2, positive 2, 3, whatever, as long as it equals 0. So I know if I plug in 1 into this and this and this, it will all come to 0, because if you plug in 1 right here, that's 1. You plug in 1 right here, that's negative 3. And if you plug in 1, that's 3. So negative 3 and 3 will cancel. And that 1, that positive 1 that I plugged in right here, and that negative 1 will be 0. So you know R also equal is one of the R values will be R equals 1. So now that you know R equals 1, um, it really, if you subtract this back over, you have R minus 1 equals 0. So now you want to, now from here you want to do a synthetic division. And the synthetic division way, you have, you write on this equation right here, R3 minus 3r squared plus 3r minus 1. You want to divide that by r minus 1. And that's what you found right here. Okay. So now you want to make a closed L. Okay. And then you want to put all the coefficients of each value. So you have 1, negative 3, 3, negative 1. Okay, and for this one, you will have 1 right here. You'll just put a 1 right here because r equals 1, so you're using just a 1 right here. So what you want to do now is bring this 1 down. You have 1. You want to multiply this 1 and 1 and bring it back up here. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, and then you want to add these together, and that would be negative 2. And then you want to do that again. This multiplied by negative 2 is negative 2. And you want to add them together. That will become 1. And then you want to do the same thing. That will come here. 1. And 1, 0. Now from there, you want to plug these coefficients in here with their r values. When it started, when it began, this r was r cubed, and this was r squared, r1. And I'm speaking of these right now. I don't know if you can see my pen, but after you do your synthetic division, they drop. The degree of each r value will drop. So when you plug in it back in up here, you'll have r squared minus 2r plus 1. Okay, I'm erasing this right now. Okay, and now equal to 0. Okay, now you want to solve for r. So you want to make this r minus 1 times r minus 1 equals 0. And you want to bring this r minus 1 down too. So you know your r's will be r equals to 1, 1, and 1. Now you have 3 identical positive 1s. So you remember for the last one, I added a t for the corresponding equation for one of the C2s. I had C1 e to the t and C2 e to the t times t. Now that you have 3, you have 2 t's. So your corresponding equation will be 1 equals C1 e to the t plus C2 t e to the t plus C3 t squared e to the t. And this is your answer.